Let's talk about getting in business with extremely talented people. Let's talk about building a team that's going to grow, building a team, an organization, a company that's going to absolutely scale and hit the levels and do everything you want to. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about mentality. Then I'm going to give you a couple things that we do in our organization, and also a couple of books that I highly, highly, highly suggest you read if you're looking at building a real estate team, especially any company organization, but especially a real estate team. So, number one, um, a lot of people believe that if everybody's happy and there's no conflict, that an organization is just doing amazing, like everything's perfect and it's going in the right direction. I'm going to go ahead and put a hard stop to that and say I don't believe that. So here's the deal. When you have human beings that are very talented, so if you're in business with very high quality people, very talented, there's usually two parts, which is like the skill, the talent part, and then there's the passion part. And the passion part is what drives them to accomplish things and go and get things and build and grow and become the next best, version of themselves, which is it's a very huge part of what high achievers are, is the talent, the skill, but also the passion. And here's the thing is when you have a room full of truly talented people like high achievers, there's going to be a lot of passion. And when there's a lot of passion, you're going to have different ideologies, and they're going to go head to head, and you're going to have some conflict, and you're going to have some conversation. And a lot of people think that if there's no conflict and everybody's happy and all that good stuff, all of a sudden everything's great. That's not true. In fact, if it's like that, usually your organization isn't growing. Like you're not pushing to the next level. You're not getting out of your comfort zone. Your organization isn't bringing in the right people to really hit the levels that you want to, unless you want to grow at a snail's pace, or unless you're not looking to grow at all, or if you're just looking around, to be harmonious and not really accomplish big things. But if you're looking to accomplish big things, you'll notice that talented people in a room have that passion. And sometimes I tell my people, mix it up. Mix it up. Get in there. If you've got something you're passionate about, put it on the table. Let's have a conversation, and let's make sure you get your ideas out there because they're important. And disclaimer, we're also going to do it in a respectful way. Like, you're not going to call names. You're not going to, say things intentionally to push people's buttons. You're not going to demean other people's ideas. The goal is for you to get your idea across and you to show your passion without treating the other person like garbage. The also goal is to listen to the other person and say, is there anything their idea can do to help me with my idea, so we can synergize, we can grow this thing together and see if we can come up with a better solution. And that's a key. People always think like there's a right and there's a wrong. No, not really. To me, there's no real right and wrong, but there's always a better. There's not a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. There is going to be a better way to do it, because there's many ways to skin a cat. There's many ways to accomplish what we want to. So that's the number one thing, is understand talented people are going to have a lot of passion. If I go deeper into it, I tell my people, like, if I were to take your passion out of you, so if I took my most talented people who have skills and talents and all these abilities, and I remove their passion, and this is going to sound painful, but it's true, they become worthless. Like they wouldn't accomplish a fraction of what they could accomplish if they had their passion installed, if they had that passion in them. So with that passion, you're going to get conflict. Take out the passion, you have no conflict, which means you usually have someone who's not very talented, not going to accomplish anything, and you're also, without the conflict, you're not going to have growth. So be prepared for that. Make sure you're telling your people, don't be afraid to mix it up. Do it respectfully. Mix it up, but we're going to grow together. And I compare it to so if we look back, if you haven't seen it, there's that Michael Jordan documentary. I believe it's called The Last Dance or something like that. That documentary, and then some other books and things I've read. Basketball is a great analogy. In practice, if people play apologetically, if they're like, "Oh, I knocked you down, I'm sorry," or "Oh, I'm not going to go for that rebound because I don't want to hurt somebody," or "I'm not going to go for this, I'm not going to do that," then your team is not as productive. So in practice, you're just kind of going 30%, 50% speed. Nobody's pursuing the advantage. And it's not just you're not getting good practice in with the skills and technique. You're also not getting practice in with what you're going to be facing when things get tough. When things get tough, there's going to be some mixing up. There's going to be some conflict. There's going to be some scrambling. If you don't manage that in practice and you don't go full out in practice, come game day when things get really big, your people aren't going to be able to handle that. the pressure in real estate, pressure in business in general can get pretty thick. So you got to be prepared for it. Your people got to be prepared for it. It's often why I tell people, get in business with gritty people, people that have been through some hardship, people that understand adversity, people that when they get hit in the jaw, they don't tuck tail and run. So very important. So with that being said, there's two main books that I really want everyone to read. Number one is Fierce Conversations. It's a great book about, speaking your heart, being truthful, coming with integrity into a conversation. Just read it. It's a fantastic book. I tell you, Fierce Conversations isn't just about a business conversation. Fierce Conversations help me have better conversations with my kids, with my wife, just so many different people. So make sure you read that book. The other one is 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. 5 Dysfunctions of a Team teaches you about the mixing it up, about the conflict, all those different things, about understanding that in order for a team to be amazing, it's not the false harmony that you think it is. You're going to need the conflict. They're going to mix it up. They're going to bring ideas. They're going to bring the passion, and that's where growth and that's where companies actually win in the markets. So those are big things. Other things, I make sure when people brought onto my team, they understand expectation. One of our biggest expectations, or what I say, a big way to lose with me is gossip, right? Gossip. If Billy has a problem with Cindy, they shouldn't come to me to fix their problem. And if Billy comes to me and says, hey, I got a problem with Cindy, I'm going to say, oh, great, Billy, hold on. Let me call Cindy in here and let's sit her down and let's have this conversation together, because me and you aren't going to be able to fix your problem with you and Cindy. So we got to get real with your conversation. You and her are going to have to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to help you guys to work through this. We're going to do almost a form of mediation to get this going. But both of you are going to speak, both of you are going to be heard, and you're both going to come with a resolution. And I think that's very important, because as far as I know, I've never been able to solve the problem with two people. And if I think I have, then there's a problem with those two people. But the truth of the matter, I never have. It takes those two people coming together to solve their problem. When I get into it, if one of the others not in there, all I'm doing is clouding it. If you really got to think about it, how do you want problems solved? So if Billy Bob has a problem with me, am I okay with him going complaining or telling Cindy about our issue? And some people say, well, sometimes you need to bounce ideas, and sometimes you need someone to play devil's advocate. I'm a firm believer that's not true. If they want to play devil's advocate, do it with me in the room. Do it with us having the open conversation, because often what's happened is you have this person telling their side, this person responding to just one side, and we miss a whole part of the conversation, and no true real solution is created. So there's a step. I challenge you guys to build a culture where people don't run to the manager for everything. Build a culture where people learn to get in there and mix it up together. Build a culture where people understand, like, me and you are going to solve the problem, not me and Ozzy. Me, you, and Ozzy, maybe, but me and you are the main components of solving that problem. And do away with gossip. I say it very often. Gossip is a fireable offense, is a terminatable offense in my organization. I will not have it. Gossip is one of the biggest ways for an organization to fall apart. You got a problem with someone, man up, woman up, whatever you want to call it, and go and talk to that person, and you guys work together to solve that problem. If together you can't find that solution, bring in a third party to mediate it. But guys, I hope these books, and I hope this brief step that I just gave you real quick, there's many more that I can give you. We can work on it. Helped you to understand, like, the mentality of growing a team. Culture is everything. Making sure that you have passionate and talented people is everything. I tell people this: people with the most data, the best technology, and the best people are the ones that are winning in the game right now. But honestly, the best people is the one that is truly taking the whole level, because the people get to go and find the best data and find the best technology to put to work. So, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you're accomplishing everything you want to in this business. This is Ozzy Ramirez. I'm with the AskOzzy.com real estate team with EXP here in Houston, Texas. But number one, first and foremost, I'm with Agents Empowering Agents, and we're looking to give away as much information as we possibly can. I want to grow as many agents as I possibly can for absolutely free. So visit the Agents Empowering Agents Facebook page, YouTube page, and even Instagram, which is a work in progress. And I love you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day. Go out there and live your best life. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.